Hey guys, how are you all doing? My name is Rodenstag and welcome back to the epilogue of this time lapse. Now the epilogue is something we shall be doing for every single time lapse where I basically go over what we've missed and just fill you in a bit of a more detail, because obviously from this map you can't see too much. So I thought I'd do this little bits to cover it and go through the time lapse, and yeah. So obviously at the beginning, now this went from 1936 to 1958. Now you may notice it's not completely done. And the reason being is because it sort of crashed after 1958, and I've had that problem many times before where the game just won't. It has a problem going over the date, which in this case I'm going to imagine it's probably because Hearts of Iron 4 isn't meant to go over 1958, which is well, I have a little what is it called? It's like an expanded time thingy-majig, which just expands, which allows you actually to go on to like year 9000 if you wanted to in Hoi 4, which is ridiculous, and obviously you wouldn't, but it's essentially unlimited time. But anyway, yes, as you can see, the Reichsback was the dominant power. They beat the communists in the first phase of the war, and in the second phase they beat the Entente. Now, we'll start in North America and sort of work our way over. Now, time lapses, there's plenty I can do for time lapses, so do let me know in the comment section below if you have any time lapse you would like me to recommend, or you would like me to have a go at doing. And you can also ask me if you want me to do Kaiserreich again, or maybe change the game rules a bit, or maybe focus on, perhaps do a time lapse just focusing on a place in Europe, which I don't mind doing. Obviously I wouldn't do one in South America because not really a lot happens. I mean, I can do. I mean, if you want me to do time lapses in certain areas, and I probably will. It is definitely something that I probably will do at some point. But for the purpose of this and for how time-lapse will be, is that I will just be looking at the world. And perhaps if I go back to something again, say if I do a Hoi 4 one and then go back to it, I could also do a one where we just look over at Europe, or perhaps we look over at China, or over in Asia, or just in Oceania. That is all stuff that we could do. But yes, please do let me know what you'd like to do. It'll be a little while till I do any more time-lapses, as time lapses do take up quite a bit of time. Obviously, I leave my PC on for a good while, and while the PC's on, the time lapse is going away to itself. And I do end up coming back to comments saying, "Why are you playing as this nation?" or something like that. Because usually when I do time lapse, I do the observed cheat as a small nation. And another thing is also, but yeah, I also get comments saying, "Why are you playing as like a really useless nation in like 1960 or 58 or something stupid?" And I mean, it's not, the question itself is not stupid, but the faction itself is probably a bit silly. But yes, what was I going to say? Yes, apologies if I couldn't actually give you a year counter. I know quite a few time lapses, quite a few popular ones have a year counter in the left corner or the right corner. Unfortunately, my editing software is not as good as most things. It's a free version, and it's still for a free thing. It is pretty awesome, and I'm not really spending willing to spend 50 or so quid on like an editing software, and I can do what you pretty much can for an editing software completely free. Even if it's not the best, but it's still pretty good to me. It does the job. But yes, also obviously I had to go Control F9, which basically covers up the HUD. So, because otherwise you'll see all the pop-ups that Haiti will have, and then you'll see the pop-ups for everything, and it will not be very entertaining at all. So that's why I don't want to do that. I don't want to go too far either on the time in case the game crashes, which will suck. But yes, to begin the time, that's we'll start over in North America. Now, obviously, you have the Dominion of Canada, which is under the charge and under the command or under the leadership of Louis Mountbatten, who is the father of Prince Philip, who is currently married to Queen Elizabeth II in this current present day time thing. But yes, he's in charge. Obviously, Canada's pretty much gone. But yes, Canada, they obviously restored Britain to the throne. They restored the monarchy to the throne, the Windsors. And then after that, I noticed they went off to invade Brazil and most of South America and pretty much puppeted it. I'll show you again what they did. But they seem to puppet Brazil, Arabia, puppeted some places, puppeted quite a lot of places, and which is quite odd. They puppeted Venezuela, Ecuador, Colombia. I mean, it might be in their focus tree. I don't know if it was actually. I don't think it is. No, maybe it is. I'm not. Again, another thing I will warn you is that I'm not. Yeah, it might. I'm not sure, but I warn you, I'm not. As I'm not. Don't play Hoi 4 very often as it is. I use the only time I really play Hoi 4 is a multiplayer game, or if I'm just really craving some Hoi 4, which is very likely and very unlikely. It's difficult, but yes, the Canadians. Well, I was gonna say colonized, but not really colonized today. They basically just puppeted everything, which is interesting. Now after that, you obviously had the United States, which was in the three-way civil war for while the first stage of the war was going on. They obviously joined in a lot later and killed Canada, Mexico, and fucking just tear the hole in everything. Just carved their way through everyone. And took West Indies, puppeted West Indies, Chile, Peru, and Bolivia. They just went, yeah. Glenn Taylor is the president, and yeah, he pretty much destroyed everyone. So yeah, Mexico as well. I didn't see Mexico doing that much throughout the whole thing. You have the, what was it? It was the Central American Confederation as well. That rose up, I think, which is nice. They also have a puppet state of Costa Rica. Now, over here, nothing a lot happened. Cuba obviously joined the Reichspakt, and yeah, that was it. I think they're still alive. In terms of wars, I will show you. Is the only war that's going is the Albania-Brazilian War, which is, I believe, I think it's really World War III, to be perfectly honest. So yeah. Obviously, quite a lot happened. India, Australia, and Nepal were the only ones that are still left alive. Denmark didn't do too much. Sweden. Oh, actually, we start with South America. I remember there was a People's Republic of Argentina rose up, which is pretty much the last of the communists, I believe. They're just at war with India and France, and a lot more people. Most of which are capitulated, but they turned up later on, just around time America was killing everyone, and they sort of just attacked Brazil and went after Chile and a few other people. And that was as far as they got, I'm afraid. Now, obviously, the war broke out, and Germany, because Brazil and South America were all part of Canada, Germany took Venezuela, Guyana, which is, I'm not quite sure who the hell they are. Some nation over here, I believe, yeah. Over at Georgetown. Happy memories taking that as the Spanish Empire not long ago. For those wondering what I'm talking about. Actually, no, you wouldn't have even seen it. Yeah, that's a good thing. You'll see what I mean by fighting in South America at some point. Whenever a new mod comes out. I'll keep you in the dark for what it is. I'm sure you're probably... And for the people that will know, but if you don't, then you won't. Bulgaria's taken some of this, which is weird. Italy have taken some of this. Northeastern Brazil. Argentina's got the southern bit. I believe Peru is still around. And that's it. Isn't a Peru at war of... No. Yeah, because the US popped it all that. So pretty much the US sort of joined the side of the Germans, really. Now over at... Yeah, because the communists won... Yeah, the on top was these three countries here, and then a few other nations around. Then you obviously had the I think it's like, was it the Marxists or whatever the bloody syndicalists? That's it. They're like the communists really of this scenario, and they obviously went to war with Germany. Germany did the exact same thing as they did here, and kicked the shit out of the French, and kicked the shit out of Britain, and did the exact same thing over again. Now, over in Germany, Middle Africa obviously fell apart a bit. Obviously, they were allies, so they're not like at war. France is the last that has actually left. Now Henry VII is now the king of that land, of the Orleans family. Interesting, Orleans, or something French. I'm not too sure. Germany's got this. Italy's got Libya. Egypt's its own thing. They're at war with Ecuador. It's a bit of a funny thing to say. Lithuania's got some of this. Yeah, they've got control of that. What old name's that? No, that's not it. Mindungas? What? I don't know. Morocco's a thing. I think they were to begin with, actually. But they're just chilling over there. Now, Germany is obviously under the control of Kaiser Wilhelm III, as Wilhelm Floppy Arm is dead. And obviously got Flanders and Wallonia over here. Got the Netherlands and all that. They actually took over Britain. They took over the United Kingdom and split it in three different things. They turned England a horrible grey colour and put Charles III on the throne, who is the so-called traitor prince for his defection to Germany during the Weltkrieg. He's not of the Windsor, so he's of Saxe-Coburg. I'm not quite sure who that is. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, he's in charge. In Scotland, you got Francis III, who was like a now known for his from the Jacobite lineage. So he's sort of related to the Jacobites from the 18th century. And you got Ireland as his own independent nation under Richard Mackay, whatever the hell. I don't know. Sweden and Norway obviously united, and they have Gustav VI Adolf, and it's a bit like it's like that guy out of The Mummy. Can't quite remember who the hell that exactly is, but there you go. Finland took a bit of this, I noticed. Russia obviously went Soviet/communist to begin with when the game started. Then they obviously, I'm pretty sure they did, joined with France and Britain, and then got fucked, and then turned into the Russian Republic, and then went Russian Empire. So you have Vladimir III. They were also in a bit of a war with... Yeah, Russian Empire is also a puppet, so that's why. They were at war with Mongolia at one point, and these guys, which they beat the shit out of. But yeah, the Austrians didn't unite, but then didn't have the whole Austro-Hungary thing. So they're sort of mainly a shadow of their former self, really. The Italian Empire is still alive, with Ferdinando III, who is of the two Sicilies, I believe, somewhere. It's Spain. I don't know what the fuck happened to Spain. What the hell happened there? This reminds me of bloody the 1100s or something with bloody Aragon, and then you got like Castile, and then you got Portugal, and then you got Granada, or one of the Muslim nation, or like the Moors or something. It reminds me of stainless steel. But yes, Italy took Barcelona area. The Austrians took over. I'd imagine it's still probably because I don't know if there was a peace conference for that. I don't think there was. But yeah, Austrians taken Portugal. Denmark's got southern Spain / Portugal. Sort of southern Portugal and Spain, or southern West Spain, I guess. And you got Kingdom of Greece has got control of this, which is funny. Well, Italy's very much powerful. Let's go over Ukraine. Not much is really talk about. August IV is in charge. You got the Ottoman Empire returned under Abdel Mesid II. Okay. Bulgaria's a thing. Greece has got some of Turkey. Reminds me of that. Also reminds me of bloody what's it? Staying still late era campaign with Byzantine Empire when the Latin Empire controls Constantinople and they control this bit and then a bit of that. Yeah, it's very similar. I think it's more Albania area, really. But yeah, anyway, the Ottomans have taken up a lot of land. German Empire's got some of Arabia. East Asia's also got Arabia, interestingly enough. Persia, Islamic Federation. Yeah, these guys actually puppet states of puppeted Alash Order and all the nations around, which is interesting to see. They're in the War of India. They're not part of the Reichspact. A lot of nations seem to join the war that weren't even allied with the Reichspact. I think it might have just been through focus trees, or it was just because they could. I don't know. Africa's what's this? Republic of South Africa. That's new. But yeah, Middle Africa's a thing. They're still holding in there. Over in China sort of looks very modern day, doesn't it? I think the only thing that's missing is probably a bit of that. And a bit of Tibet, and that's it. And then they would have pretty much been China as they are now. So yeah, China's under the control of Xingbeli, who is I'm not quite sure. He's quite old, 1882, so he's been around a while. Mongolia's a thing. Yeah, Mongolia and yeah, they're all puppets. Okay, yeah, they're actually in an alliance. Was it the Z clique or something? Yeah, there's the Z clique, and then you got the Reichspact. The Entente is all that's left, but their fate is almost sealed. I'd imagine most of their lands will be annexed. So, moving over to India, I've got Atal Chandra Chatterjee, who is in charge of India. Nepal is a puppet, and so is Muscat. I'm not sure if that's even alive. But yeah, obviously they're fighting the war. Italy's moved in. The Russians have also moved in, and who the hell is that? The Don Kaban Union has moved in. Sweden, Norway, and Bulgaria. India is sort of surrounding all sides, really. Republic of Burma is still around. Siam is doing what? They're at war with like everyone. But yeah, India, as you can see, is surrounding all sides. Likely gonna die very soon. Even if I could get past the date, they die. Which does suck when the game sort of crashes and then you have to. Korea, interestingly enough, is actually a puppet of the Italian Empire, which is quite unexpected. So yeah, Hirohito is obviously still alive. He's not dead yet. I don't know if he did much really, but yeah. Over down here, German East Asia is looking very profitable and very powerful, as you can see. And obviously they're sort of navally invading and invading all that. Italy's taken over New Zealand, so they didn't last long. Actually, they're all part of the Australasian Confederation, who, surprise, surprise, King George is on the throne. For those who don't know, Prince Albert is actually George the... Oh, God, I forgot the bloody name of it. Is it King George the 6th? Yeah, I think it is. King George the 6th. But obviously in this alternate history, he's still Prince Albert and just... Yeah, I believe when he was king, or before he was king, he was Albert, and then he changed his name to George or something like that. It's a weird thing that British kings can do. I'm pretty sure any king can do it. I think I'm not quite too sure, but as you can see, yeah, they're fucked essentially, which is sad to see because obviously, well, I was gonna say Britain's obviously my home country, which look what they've done to Britain. I mean, I no doubt Hazem Mufasa, who I know of, is probably he's probably cheering that Scotland is independent for some bloody reason. But they are a puppet, so it's not the best. England, yeah, I've no words for the state of England. Fucking hell. What have they done to England? Sorry. Illyria's here, which reminds me of Rome 2 and all that. But yes, that is pretty much it for this time lapse. I do hope you guys enjoyed the little epilogue thing. Obviously, I don't expect all of you to sit here and listen to me go through all the factions. I'm sure some of you might do. I'm sure a few privileged people, people that are really interested, would obviously want to watch more, or watch what happens and all that. And I hope you guys have enjoyed, and I hope you guys can see what is going on. What's this? Ah. No, that's not Ecuador. No, it is. Oh no, Flanders holds it. Okay. Obviously, you can see Canada's holds one tiny province in northwestern America. But yes, I do hope you guys have enjoyed this time lapse, and we will be doing more in the future. Probably more around November time once I get my new Xbox and PS5. Then what I can do is leave my computer running and doing the time lapse while I'm recording, and I can play on my TV to my right my Xbox and PS and watch the time lapse go while I'm playing as like a Assassin's Creed or something. But yes, anyway, that is the end of this. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. All your all comments are appreciated, and all likes are appreciated, of course. But yes, I do read every single one of my comments. I do reply to most of them. I don't exactly get... I'm not one of those YouTubers who get tons of comments, obviously, at my... so I'm not exactly a massive YouTuber. So obviously, it's a lot easier to reply to comments. I don't know if there ever be a stage in my life when I'll get billions upon billions of comments and struggle to reply to them all, but it's very unlikely. But anyway, alas, I hope you guys have enjoyed, and we will, well, I was going to say see you next episode, but it isn't an episode, is it? It's just a case of what's next, whatever hell you see next on my channel, which could be whatever. Make sure to have a good day, and farewell.